Good evening, everyone. Hope you all have had a good Saturday and a good weekend so far. Hope that good weekend continues as we move into Sunday, and some of you are probably already on Sunday. We're here tonight to do some retail stuff, just continuing to prep some of my characters for the War Within. Hey, how's it going, Christopher? Thank you for checking in. Hope you're having a fine evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Hey friends. Let's start with doing some stuff on the warrior tonight. I've already done, I think, 4 myth track vault keys and a full heroic clear. But I just need so many more crests on this guy, on this character. So we're gonna work on that for a little bit. Then we'll make sure we get at least 1 vault key on the other tanks as well. I believe my key is a Halls of Infusion plus 8 right now, so we'll just go ahead and start right there. The crest farm is, it is real. I have a lot of items that need a lot of upgrades. But I don't want to leave it to, like, the end of the season. I mean, we're kind of near the end of the season already, right? But I don't want to leave it for too much longer. I want to just kind of chip away at it a little bit at a time. Warrior's in a pretty good spot. And I know a lot of this gear probably won't last long into the expansion, but anything that can make those first few levels go faster and help us get ahead a little bit, I think it's worth a little bit right now. I don't remember what the affixes are this week. Oh, just tyrannical and storming? Not bad at all. Oh, apparently that removed us from the queue. We still need a healer, so need to stick in there. One nice thing about doing retail keys is they're generally a little bit easier than beta keys right now. There's more familiarity with the dungeons. Looks like I might be going with warrior for the War Within. I mean, I'm still planning to make a video kind of talking about that, but let's just say I'm definitely leaning warrior at this point. I mean, I've tested, I feel like I put in a good amount of testing on all the tanks except for Paladin, but my guild has like 3 Ret Paladins and a Holy Paladin, so I feel like adding a Prot Paladin is a little overkill. The other 5 I put in a decent amount of testing on, and Warrior is the one that I keep coming back to, saying like, I just want to play this class. It's so fun. So yes, without giving too many spoilers, Warrior is definitely where I'm leaning right now. Now, I mean, that could change, right? They could like overhaul the class and ruin it, or they could overhaul Guardian Druid and make it super fun. Don't really expect either of those things to happen, but oh, this is I'm just running around our mage right here, he's trying to summon. Wait. There's a elemental storm going on over here right now. Awesome, that's sort of how I feel about Baron DK. Right on. I will say, I was playing some bear the other day with a no incarnation build, and getting those, not having incarnation doesn't feel great, but getting those 5 talent points to spend elsewhere, it feels kind of nice. I don't know if that'll be a viable option in like super high-end keys, but it's nice actually being able to take some of the thrash talents that you want to, you know? Alright, let's buff up here. But yeah, Warrior has been super fun so far. Pretty much all I stop at 20s or whatever, 10s now. So I get a lot more freedom to choose classes. That's true. That's usually what I end up doing. I mean, in some seasons I pushed like maybe 2 or 3 key levels higher, but I'm not gonna grind out for the rank 1 title, or and there's not really an incentive to do anything between 20s and title, right? Unless you just want to get score. Did I not grab? There we go. I thought I grabbed the health stone. Yeah, if you just want to go for portals and even a little bit beyond that, like any tank is a totally fine option. Always plugging inside just makes it harder and less fun the higher you go. It's true. That is definitely true. Double pulling this might be a little risky, but we'll see how it goes. This group seems to have pretty decent damage. At least the mage and DK are bumping a little bit. Let me turn this music down a little bit. It's loud in my ears, which makes me think it's probably overwhelming my voice a little bit. I love how much uptime you get on Avatar and Warrior 2. And that also feels pretty good on the beta. It'll of course be less because we'll have less haste in Season 1, but you don't feel that as much on Warrior because you can get a decent amount of haste passively through the talent trees. Zande Rolampago, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you for the Twitch follow. Really appreciate it. Thank you for coming and checking out the stream and hanging out. Hope you're having a fine evening or morning, afternoon, wherever you are located. Oh boy, okay. All the buttons off CD make you feel like you're at least doing something. It's true. This is true. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this group. Stuff's almost dead, so I'm just gonna save Ravager for the boss. Sure, everybody got down here. Oh, our priest is not down here yet. Oops. I think he was drinking.
Shockwave. AOE incoming.
Make sure we're spinning our ridge.
Shockwave.
Oh, there's the warlock showing up on the meters now.
Watch your step.
Good on ya. Maybe he's playing more of a single target build, which makes sense for tyrannical weeks. Uh-oh, our DK died.
AOE incoming. Shockwave.
I mean, we could get him up. There we go. He got soul stunned.
Watch your step. AOE incoming. Shockwave.
This boss is no joke on Tyran. Do feel a little bit bad about pulling before the priest was down here. Kind of put him behind a little bit. He's handling it just fine though. That's a good spot for Ravager. Hopefully we kill all. Oh boy, okay, leap, leap, leap.
Shockwave.
I feel pretty sturdy here. I'm gonna be spinning Rage on Execute, I think. Not always the best decision as Prot, but as long as we're keeping up shield block.
Shockwave. Watch your step.
Let's not run into each other with that.
AOE incoming.
Oh, let's get a commanding shout out. Oh, I did not hit the Warlock or Priest. They're too far away.
Shockwave.
I feel like commanding shout is kind of a meme these days, though. I don't know how much it actually helps. It's like, what, 10% max health? Rookery, first boss made DK with AMS and Warrior with Spellblock feels so easy. I have only done that place once, because it's not in the Mythic Plus rotation, right? I got in it on a random heroic one time. It seemed like a fun dungeon, but we had like 2 arcane mages in the group that just like absolutely melted everything. So I didn't really get to see any mechanics. And leap. Rah. Little things like that really just like the flavor of Warrior. Feels so good. Alright, we're gonna wait for our healer to at least get across. I'm soloing the yeah, that's what you're telling me. Soloing the first dungeons or first bosses of dungeons. I'm out of my way to solo Mythic Zeros. Blood DK felt good as always. Bear also surprised me. Moonbear is legit with Leech. Yeah, you get so much Leech when Lunar Beam is down. And And it does so much damage, like, it's wild. And, like, the damage that Moonfire does with, like, taking every single arcane talent is also kind of wild. I had one dungeon that I did, and maybe I was just spamming Moonfire a little bit too much, but Moonfire was like 40% of my overall damage. But I was doing like, I don't know, like almost 300k overall, I think. So I think you get a lot of value using Moonfire as your filler once Thrash and Mangle are on CD though, with the Lunar Talents, because then every time you hit it, you get 3 seconds off of Lunar Beam CD. I feel like that talent in the hero tree might get nerfed. It feels really bad saying like anything about Guardian should get nerfed, but getting Lunar Beam up every like 20 to 30 seconds is just wild. Replace swipe on Mars and Moonfire mostly. Yeah, exactly. Alright, we can pull more. The problem here is we're gonna get stunned because I didn't find the guys in the hallway here. There they are. Got them out with Dimmer Shout. And then we can pull these uglies in here.
Shockwave. Shockwave.
Yeah, I think I just love the state the Warrior's in on live. Like, this might be my favorite tank to play, even though Demon Hunter is still, like, ridiculous as I stand in a frontal and get disoriented. And really, the play style of Pride is not really changing. You just have an easier time getting the talents that you want in the class tree, which feels fantastic. I do think Blood DK is pretty awesome too on beta though. I haven't played it too much over the last couple of weeks. But when I was testing it for the video and just like doing a lot of initial testing with the dungeons and stuff, I really liked Blood. Seeing Prot's health bar just glued to 100% is so satisfying, right? Like, and when you do take damage, it's like, it's so small. It's like that, what is it, like the Pyric Blast that this guy does? On every other tank, it's like 30-40% of your health. On Warrior, it's like, yeah, I'm okay, I'm still at 90. You get so much rage when Ravager is down too. Spell Reflect is such a satisfying button too. Literally, my only complaints with Warrior, the lack of self-healing and the number of buttons. It is a lot of buttons. It's a lot of keybinds. And the lack of self-healing you definitely feel. Like, if you're playing like a Bear or a Demon Hunter or obviously a Blood DK and your healer dies when the boss is at 50%, you're like, okay, you know what? Even like a Prot Paladin, like, you're like, okay, we can manage this. As a warrior, you're like, okay, well, I'll use my defenses, but we might be in some trouble eventually here. Hey, what's up, Franken? High APM. It is a high APM class. So, yeah, we'll see how long into war with them my wrist can take a higher action per minute class. I use an MMO mouse, so it's usually not an issue, but... First of all, it doesn't matter too much unless your healer dies. Yeah, exactly. It's like, you can manage, but like I was doing just like weekly keys on my warrior a couple weeks ago, and I was in like an Algathar 8, I think. And on Veximus, the healer died at like 50%, and I was able to like limp along to like 20%, but you just like rot out eventually. You just run out of buttons. But if you have a healer you can trust, it feels so nice. And I know from talking to my friends who play healer, like they love it when our tanks play Prot Warrior. Main warrior for the first season and had to swap seasons 3 and 4 due to my wrist. No joke. Yeah, it's it could be a thing. Missed the Lego bracers from Legion. Which one was that? Was that the like you gain health based on rage spent? Because I know that like that's a talent now, but it's a nerfed version, right? Hey, 120 AM here. I've been getting a lot of my videos recommended on YouTube. You enjoying the content? Well, thank you. Thanks for checking us out on Twitch and hanging out. Glad you're finding my videos useful. Honestly, like, I'm finding the process of evaluating the tanks and, like, going through and making videos... Let me just make sure the healer is good to go. Like, I'm finding it really helpful for myself as I try to figure out which class I want to main. And I'm glad that the thought process is helpful for others, too. These guys are, like, sprinting away. Hey, come back, come back, come back. Hello to the sea. Thank you for the sub on Twitch. Really appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Wifey, thank you for the dad joke. Alright, let me finish this poll and then we'll grab a card. Healer will probably want a little sip after this poll too. Oh, Frankie with the dad joke in the chat. Why was the bee's hair sticky? Because he used a honeycomb? Huh? Is that it? Hey. Alright, I think we're mostly under control here. Alright, chat. Okay. What do you call a three-legged donkey? A wonky. That one's kind of a dud. Alright, we'll get a backup one here in a moment. What do you call a one-legged woman? Eileen? 2 for 2. I've got a series of jokes about cows with varying amounts of legs. What do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. There it is, you got it too, Franken. What do you call a cow with one leg? Steak. What do you call a cow with 2 legs? Lean beef. What do you call a cow with 3 legs? Tri-tip. And what do you call a cow with 4 legs? Cow. Oh, didn't mean to leap there. Sometimes I fat finger my leap button, and I have it on an @cursor macro, so I just jump off in the direction that my mouse happens to be. I don't think I've actually died to doing that yet, so that's good at least. If you're not a fan of Dan jokes, I apologize for that flurry of them. My wife is saying I shouldn't apologize for that.
Find shelter.
Oh, okay. Ruthlessly unapologetic.
Watch your step.
Uh-oh. Wait, what knocked me? Oh, there was a storming that spawned right as I was charging back in. That could have been really dangerous. Our healer is an angel for him, but he might have the talent, because I see his health going up and down. No, he does not have the talent that makes you come back to life. Oh, this one is not safe.
Find shelter.
Oh, so slow. I do not have commanding shout, so I can't stabilize yet. This fight is such a healer check. Yeah, it is.
Find shelter.
It was wild. Oh, this is kind of dangerous. That should be safe. Nope. Oh, apparently you can be out of range of it. Oh no.
Watch your step.
Yeah, that was rough. This fight in particular showcases Prot Warrior's weaknesses. That it does. Well, the good thing is, I think the mage and healer are going to be able to finish it off, because it was low enough health there. Just the one weakness. Sustained magic damage. I mean, bleeds are a pretty big weakness too, but I feel like that's kind of every tank. Just dwarf. That's true. I did not regret going dwarf on my Death Knight in Season 3. There are some spots in those dungeons where it was like, I don't know if I could have done this key at this level without it. It was wild watching some of the TGP groups today do that third boss on like a 21. It's like, how is it possible to heal this much? I think, did Mandatory do it on a 22? Or were they might have just been a 21 also, but there's a reason those guys are best of the best. Alright, this guy's basically dead. For a long time I tried to like let the healer and range DPS use this thing so they wouldn't have to move. But I found that especially in pugs, nobody stands here, so I might as well, so I don't have to dodge the big, I don't even know what to call them. Big waves, I guess. I've got Ravager up. No one stands in the center. No one seems to know. I show someone in every pug. Yeah, I mean, I just do it because it's like, someone should take advantage of this, and if I can as a tank, then like at least everything stays grouped up. I don't mind dodging stuff, but if the warlock and the mage want to have to run around,
Knocking back.
Seeing this all the way pulled as one giant pawn on 18 is just wild. Yeah, that was... Some of the things those groups do are just mind-blowing. It also makes you wonder, like, how many times did they have to practice this to get every CC down, get every interrupt, every defensive usage, because you know they're coordinating all of that. Also, I wonder how frustrating it is when, like, you fully prep for a dungeon and then it doesn't show up on that weekend. I mean, they're doing it for every dungeon, so... But if you feel like you've got a really nice route and strat cooked for one of the dungeons and then it's just not included, it's gotta feel pretty bad. Alright, boss time. Oh, the healer asked for me. Well, he got mana. Never mind. We'll send time warp in phase 2. Make sure everybody survives the intermission. Storming can be quite dastardly on this fight. We lost our warlock. We'll be okay. We should be able to be them once we get through this. I'm going to... Oh, DK died. Okay, so we won't be able to be res the warlock then. We should still have this boss. It'll just take a while. And I probably will not be able to CC these really. Maybe one of these guys has B-res bracers. That might be a good investment, honestly. Well, probably not this late in the expansion. Yeah, when there's that, like, storming underneath the boss. Yes, Wenji, sorry. I saw your question. I'm just in the middle of a boss fight and can't type. Oh, that's bad. Oh, that was really bad. No! Got knocked back right through. We'll see. We'll see if the mage can, No, his mirror images are dead. It's not your fault, Wenji. It's not your fault. Those orbs are just brutal. Yeah. Just a quick 1 million damage. So we should still be able to time this, though. I'm just need to keep it clean. I'm glad there's a checkpoint in this place now. Like, even with the checkpoint, the run back is pretty long, but season 2 was brutal. Nice haircut, thank you. I did it myself. During COVID, I grew out my hair, like, shoulder length, maybe a little longer than that. And then when I decided I wanted to cut it, I was like, you know what? I could spend $30 a month getting my hair cut, or I could spend $30 on a pair of clippers one time and cut my hair until they break. So I've been cutting my own hair for several years now. Alright, this time with no mess ups. I get about one haircut a year. You should try getting all of them cut next time. Oh my, there's an orb all the way back of the room there that I did not see. I almost got punted into it. So we'll zoom out the camera a little bit more here. You have got your own hair as well? Focus. But I have to chat. That always makes me nervous running through that last one. No. I had to use all my stuns on that one. Didn't you get hit? If you're... There's like a threshold where they'll despawn, but the animation of the one that's coming in will finish. Just makes me nervous when like the animation is still going out even though it's like I know I'm safe, but I can't stop that. Nice Dragon's Breath. Alright, we got everybody up. Boss is back here. Had to dodge that storming. The DK almost took one on the chin. Okay, let's make sure none of these are behind us now, because we're gonna get knocked back in a minute. That's about as safe. Safe for now, at least. Maybe we're gonna get knocked back. Okay, easy. We did it! Alright, my key is now a Brackenhide 9. Honestly, all I really need is crests. Like, I have the Ferrac trinkets from Bullions. I have the fire damage rings from Bullions. I just need so many crests. Y'all get you in a sec, 1G. After this loading screen. Alright, I have, what did I say? Brackenhide. Go slam that. We'll we'll just do it on 8. Let's keep these nice and easy. I have all the portals on different characters, and my understanding is those are going account wide and war within, so I really don't feel motivated to push for portals when I just want to efficiently farm crests and everything. Let's see. When I'm drinking, this is just water. I use an enormous coffee mug to drink water because it's convenient and hard to spill. I guess, I mean, it's kind of hard to see because of the green screen effect, and it's green in color. We kind of got it there for a second. I guess it's more like a stein than a coffee mug, but I have used it for coffee more often than other beverages. Tremendous tanker to tear. Yeah, I have a virtual green screen effect, which you can kind of tell if I like put my hands up, like my fingers kind of disrupt it. Yeah, I don't think my warrior has any portals. I got them all last season, but of course those are not dungeons that we have this season now. It's not hard to fly to the dungeons this season, though. Oh, I should repair before this dungeon. It's 62% durability. Let's see. I love dragon flying. Me too. It's like, it makes travel between zones and stuff feel so good. I'm really glad that they're keeping that system for the future. We will for sure take a resto druid, if he will take us. Best content edition. Honestly, I think you're right. Oh, I just realized I could have upgraded there and I did not. Soul, thank you for the prime. Good evening. How are you doing, Soul? How's the weather up in the Great North? It has been hot out here in Southern California. Not too bad, but supposed to be hot starting tomorrow. Yeah, I am on Twitch as well, Wenji. Yeah, I think at some point last year, Twitch relaxed the, like, what do you call it? Dual streaming or multi-streaming restrictions? Because it used to be if you were an affiliate or partner on Twitch, you were only allowed to stream... Well, you could stream on other platforms, but not while you're streaming on Twitch. We are at 6 viewers on Twitch right now. Going pretty well. Let's see. Did I? Oh no, I did file. Okay. I forget that my warrior is like my one character that's not an alchemist. So like the 30-minute file lasts for a dungeon and then wears off immediately, and I'm like, wait, did I do that whole thing without a file on? DSM Terrellian, thank you for the follow. Oop. I am in the wrong window. There we go.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Supposed to be 86 starting tomorrow, then hotter as the week goes. Not too bad for your standards, but hot for me. I mean, yeah, 86 is warm for sure wherever you are. And when you're not used to it being like nearly that hot, it's not great. I mean, we're built for the heat out here, right? Like we have air conditioning everywhere.
Run.
Our houses generally have like really good ventilation. Everybody's got fans all over the place. So like 90 in an area where it gets to 90 for a lot of the year is very different from 90 in like an area where you have snow for half the year and then you have a real spring and a real fall, you know. Alright, I'm gonna pull these also. We'll pull this hunter into the next pack as well. Sometimes the hunters are a little annoying to get moved over.
Run.
Oh. We almost lost a couple of you guys there.
Interrupt.
I guess the nice thing about forgetting to upgrade after the Alice dungeon is like 2 upgrades on items after this one. Let's see. Yeah, we opened the first one. Good, good. I hate it when like we chain pull and forget to open the first cage and then have to run all the way back to it. You had 0 health. Oof.
Run.
It is really nice having a frost mage with all the slows, with all the mobs in here that run away or like fixate someone, but then they're slowed to like 30% of their movement speed and they can't even get close.
Watch your step.
Oh no, we lost Muchacho, which is I didn't call this out, but that is one of the best names for a Tauren I've ever seen. I love when people have like creative, humorous names.
Run. Interrupt. Run. Interrupt.
In the southeast, it's been the 90s all week. Being outside is not fun. Yeah, I mean, you guys get humidity out there too, right? We at least don't have to deal with that most of the time out here.
Run.
Yeah, we need these two for count. Reflected. Boss time. 60% humidity is pretty common. Yeah, that's rough. We have had a little bit more humidity in the last few years out here. At least than like when I was growing up. But still, it's usually like, especially in the summer, it's usually not very humid. Lacement's 75% plus. Oof. Malnar, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day. Good weekend so far. Thanks for coming by and hanging out. What sucks here in the Midwest, we get super hot or super cold. Yeah. I have maybe about like half the colleagues on my team for work are in Chicago. That's why we're always comparing the weather. Sometimes it feels like it's like those of us who are not in Chicago are taunting them about the weather a little bit. 10 to 15 super nice days a year. Oh. One G, you were a little too close. Sorry, I could have been closer. I will take some responsibility for that. I was in the arrow. I didn't realize you were standing in front of me. Apologies, my friend. I get to watch 1G throw. I'm in southwestern Washington State, hitting 103 here this week. Oof. Yeah, we had a day last week, or I guess this week, last week, in the last week that peaked at like 101 out here.
Help, sir.
At least that's what the thermometer in the car said. I feel like those are generally somewhat accurate. Yeah, 103 is rough. Try and stay cool and hydrated best you can.
Watch your step.
Oh, we got some friends here. I don't have avatar back up yet, so it's a little... Actually, wait, I can just... AoE taunt. Another perk of being a warrior.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Breath incoming.
Oh, we should probably kill the totem. I guess the guy who's bonded died. Doesn't matter.
Watch your step.
Charged in a little bit too early there. Let's see, we want to go up, yeah. Buktosh, what time are our raid times again? We raid from 9 o'clock p.m. to midnight Pacific Standard Time, or Pacific Daylight Time, whichever it is, depending on the time of year, on Tuesday and Thursday. So 9 to midnight Pacific, Tuesday and Thursday. We are definitely recruiting DPS if you're interested. Let me know and I can send you a DM on Twitch or YouTube. Actually, I don't know if YouTube has DMs. I don't think it does. But I think you followed me on Twitch the other day, so I can send you a DM on Twitch with my battle tag and we can connect after the stream. I love seeing these trees like run in. Almost as good as seeing a dwarf run around.
Watch your step. Breath incoming. Watch your step. Breath incoming.
Alright, we'll move on to the next pack here, which is the double trees.
Watch your step. Breath incoming.
Was it going to come right in all, but it would seem that our raid times overlap is had. Well, if you do find yourself needing a raid home at some point in the future, we are a heroic only guild. We don't really push mythic. The few times we've tried, it's it's gone poorly. So but yeah, if you are looking for a raid home in the future, you'd be more than welcome to give us a try, see if we'd be a good fit.
Defensive.
Pick up the ads.
Defensive.
Like our rogue got eaten a little bit there too.
Defensive.
I should be able to take one more of those. We'll save our defensives for it.
Defensive. Run.
We'll want to get out of this spot after as well. 1G, I'll take this one. I have shield wall, I have last stand if I needed to. The next one, we'll probably want someone else to take. But there may not be a next one.
Defensive.
Oh no. Poor muchacho.
Defensive.
Alright, he'll get rezzed and we'll go pull old stink breath over here.
Breath incoming. Run.
Storming can be incredibly troll in this spot right here. You get knocked off the bridge and all the slimes down below. I guess it's a little bit troll that I'm tanking the boss in a position where that's a possibility.
Breath incoming.
Oh, I thought I got out of that. I will mount up here. I am going to pull this pack. Try and pull him into the bear up on the bridge here. And then we'll get the vultures when they come in as well. Get a nice little AoE burst here. I really like this dungeon. I remember doing it as an M0 like the first week of Dragonflight before, like in the preseason, and thinking this was going to be like a nightmare. And then it was actually like, once we had it in keys, it was actually pretty good, and I think this season is still really fun.
Spread.
It's not perfect, but I love that there's a ton of routing options you can do.
Interrupt.
The bosses are, for the most part, pretty good. Might be my favorite Dragonfly dungeon. Shockwaves. Oh, thank you for the follow.
Knocking back.
That is our follower goal of 110. Thank you everyone who's followed tonight and in previous nights as well. It was really exciting to see those goals get taken out. I
Knocking
really appreciate all you guys. Thundercake, thank you for the follow.
Interrupt. Knocking back.
Duncan OG, thank you for the follow. It's a chain of followers right now. Thank you, everybody.
Looking back. Spread. Looking back. Looking back. Interrupt. Spread.
Smell like meat. Some of the debuff names they come up with in this game are fantastic.
Step.
Let's pull these guys. Try to avoid that War Scourge, but
Interrupt. Watch your feet. Watch your step.
we just lose Muchacho. We can skip this War Scourge. Let's make sure it doesn't get pulled from behind. Unfortunately, we won't be able to skip these guys because we have no priest. And our rogue is MIA. But they're not too hard to kill. The War Scourge is going to pat
Interrupt.
close to us, but I think we'll be able to get away in time. Shrouded IRL. Yeah, he's vanish. Okay, we're gonna get this.
Interrupt. Run.
Should probably just pull that rock hexer. I feel like it gets pulled into the boss every single time.
Watch your feet. Interrupt. Watch your step. Watch your feet.
Will be well, not too much overcount. I'll take this. I'll eat this storming. Whee! Percent of this dungeon's tricky. So many accident pulls mess up routes. Yeah, it can be really hard to do a route that's exactly 100% this dungeon.
Watch your step.
Thankfully, the timer is very, very forgiving, so doing like an extra pull really doesn't matter that much.
Attack totem.
I think like my name is Razageth. Stay stormy. Love it. Yeah, this right hexer gets pulled in every single time, it feels like.
Defensive. Attack totem.
Thankfully, it's not a problem on an 8. Going with the boss. I mean, it gets a little... It can get a little tricky when, like, the...
Watch your step.
What is it? The writhing, whatever, overlaps with
Defensive.
what the boss is doing, but...
Attack.
Oh, that was premature. When you're 4-manning also. Yeah. I mean, we're 4-manning, but this group has been really strong.
Attack totem. Watch your step.
Oh. Don't need to stand in that. That was not the best totem placement.
Attack totem.
I think we'll be okay though.
Defensive. Attack totem.
How much DR does spell reflective? 20%? Yeah, it's 20%.
Defensive.
Which honestly, like, that's pretty big value for how short the cooldown on it is. Achilles, usually not awake when you stream. Been watching my streams. Do I play Guardian Druid? I do play Guardian Druid. It's kind of on the back burner right now,
Attack totem.
but I'll probably do a key on it, if not tonight, then tomorrow night. Just to make sure it has a vault for the week. I have played a lot of Guardian Druid in the past, but not as much this
Watch your
expansion.
step.
I think that's a different Achilles. Yeah, our GM's handle is also Achilles. But I'm glad you're able to check one out while I'm live. And thanks for watching the VODs. I'm a sucker for running around as a bear. Feels less serious. That is definitely true. Yeah, I did a bit of bear tanking in vanilla. Was mostly forced to play resto back in those days though. Running more? Yes. I need at least 2 more on the warrior for vault. Figure might as well just fill out the vault, since I need the what do you call it? I need the crests anyway. Don't have any badger bear skins for it. Just got the world boss tree badger bear. We can reform. Let's repair, and then I need to decide what to upgrade next. Let's see. I could just keep upgrading the rage heart. How much damage is Seal of Darkness Chosen doing? Let's check our damage breakdown there. Augury is just so strong. I mean, Rage Heart is too, though, like for a defensive trinket. Because you got to add the percentages together. So it's doing almost as much Augury and it's defensive. Vikash, doing a nice amount of damage there. Seal is doing 1.1%. How much of my healing is the Seal for Loyal Duty doing, I wonder? That's it, right? Wall of Hate? No, 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 that's the Ray chart one. Protective Flames. No, there it is. Brewkeeper's Barrier. 12%? That's not bad. Or maybe this is the play. I upgrade the helm because then the incandescent essence also gets upgraded. And we get stamina, like all stats for that. It feels like a boring choice though. I think I'm gonna do the rings and trinkets first, all the way. Let's just do the Rage Heart because it's the closest to getting all the way up there. Alright. You want in on these keys, Franken? Let's go. Triple Warrior. What could go wrong? Let's see. Oldoman? What keys do we got? Because I don't think we want to do... Oh, maybe we want to do Oldoman if the other one is Hall's Infusion. Oldoman Tyrannical is just icky, though. You got a 2 Ruby Life Pools, so we're probably not doing that one. Although I am gonna need Worm's Crest at some point. I'll probably just keep doing heroic clears because you get a bunch from that, and it also replenishes your flight stones. I mean, we could get you Vault on your warrior. 5 pro warriors, let's go. I think we would have, yeah, one of each flavor. I haven't run Oldemon in a while, but I don't think that's a good reason to run it because it's just so long. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. We'll drop it to an 8. We'll find a couple of good players to come with us. Let's see, I'd like to get a healer first in case there's like a healer grouping up with a DPS. This guy should be fine if we get a healer in the queue soon, though. We got one more corner to turn here. Rigor Mortis. I feel like I played with this guy before. Unless there's multiple warlocks with that name. Ooh, there's a gold vein. Let's go mine it. One gold ore. Let's go. Ooh, 4 for 1G. High rolling. But why did he queue his DPS but then he's preservation? Oh, he's Alliance, so I can't whisper him. Unfortunate. I mean, we could just invite them and then see, because it does say preservation. Maybe you just had the wrong role selected. It's not like we're bypassing other healers in the queue. Let's see. Yeah, he's pres. We did our favorite Dragonfly dungeon, and now probably least favorite. I think if you took out the hallway between the 4th and 5th boss, and you took out one of those bosses, this dungeon would be improved dramatically. It's just so freaking long. Like, this looks like a full dungeon, and then you have another, like, mini dungeon afterwards. What is that, you know? Let's see, I will need another file. Whilst we're getting started here, I just want to say thank you again, everyone who has followed and subbed tonight. Really appreciate all of you. I'm glad you guys are enjoying my content, and I hope that I can continue to be helpful and we can continue to build a little community here. This paladin says he loves the comp. The player is the meta. Yeah, we're not just breaking the meta. We're taking it out to the woodshed. Well, aggro was a little out of control there. My bad. Melee comp for the win. Yeah, this is quite the melee stack. Ought to be interesting in this place. Should have plenty of kicks at least. Did I only pull one of those? I always assume when there's like groups of the same type of mob like that, like these basilisks, that they just chain automatically. And then when they don't, I'm like, wait, where'd it go? Even the healer has melee range. Yeah. Ugh, poor Pres Evokers. I played a decent amount of Preservation Evoker in Season 1, and there are definitely some spots where that 30... It's like a 30-yard range for Pres. It feels real bad. Especially when, like, I would do keys where we'd have, like, a Warlock and a Hunter and maybe a Mage, and it's like they're all standing at max range, forming like a perfect triangle around the boss. That was really rough. And then, like, not only do you have a range, but like one of your heals is a breath effect that you kind of have to make sure you have everyone standing right in front of you. It was a really fun healer spec, but there were things that were like the positioning requirements and everything are not my ideal cup of tea when I'm playing a healer. The healer that I've spent the most time on over the years is Resto Druid, and Resto Druid, you're just like hard chilling, running in circles around the mages or the priests. So going from that to like you have to stand in this spot, and then like you actually have a strict rotation if you want to do any sort of big healing was an adjustment for sure. I mean, AUG for season 3, so I know all the positioning paint all too well. Yeah, I think the nice thing about season 1 is like it almost felt like the raid fights were kind of designed around knowing that you're going to have some players with a shorter range, and Amir Drassil was certainly not. Wee. Alright. So we lost this guy.
Watch your step.
Oh, did the caster spawn all the way over here? At least the totem's close. Just obliterate that totem. I'll Ravager when the next set of trucks come out.
Watch your step.
Oh, I was early on that thunderclap.
Attack totem. Watch your step.
Got a commanding chat up. I wish they would buff commanding shout. Like, why has it got to be 10% still?
Watch your step. Attack totem.
This comp's got some wild execute potential too. I'm gonna hold Ravager until Eric the Swift charges. I guess I could have just held it for when Avatar was up, but we'll have uptime for most of it. We come up here, he should run around because of the line of sight.
Charging. Move.
Don't know where he's doing. He's charging down there, so we just hide around here again and he'll come right back up. Yeah. Silly dwarfs.
Shockwave. Charging. Move.
Oh wait, there's the... I always... Storming. I always forget there's these crumbling rock veins that you can mine to get movement speed. There's one all the way back at the beginning, so we probably just... that one's not worth running back to get. But there's one in the first two boss rooms here. Each of them gives you 10% movement speed in this place while you're out of combat. Which can be pretty huge, because you spend a lot of time running in this place. Very excited for the new Mythic Plus FX changes in the War Within. Me too. Me too. I was definitely nervous with like the first iteration of changes, but then like huge props to Blizz. They listened to feedback, and like the new affix system is gonna rule.
Knocking back. Knocking back.
I'm curious to see if there's gonna be like more Zelatath affixes. So like the first two feel pretty good. The only... This is a very minor gripe, but the only thing I would say about the one where she spawns all the orbs is like sometimes they spawn in a place where you can like effectively get them all with 1 CC, and other times they're spread out and it's really hard and you have to use a lot of your AoE CCs, which I think is okay, but it would be nice if they spawned
Knocking back.
like more at the same time,
Special
because there's kind of a... oh no, oh no, stun him, stun him. Oh, this is bad.
Knocking back.
I still have shield wall and last stand, so I'll be fine here.
Knocking back.
Won't be able to stun him until... Okay, our healer's down. That's not great. There we go.
Knocking back.
Someone stun him. Here, we got him through the orb here. Sometimes I forget exactly how aggressively you have to get this guy stunned.
Knocking back.
Yeah, I wish they would spawn like all at the same time. How's the stun mechanic run this boss exactly? Never figure out the details. Let's just run him through orbs ASAP. So you can use your normal stuns that your characters have. Basically, after you... So he starts with 2 charges of... I forget exactly what it's called. But he has like the 2 orbs on top of him, and he's got like 2 charges of a buff. And you need to remove those charges. Each charge will eat 1 stun. each of the orbs on the ground will stun him and remove 1 charge. So you can either run him through all 3 of the orbs, or you can do things like use 2 of the orbs and use Stormbolt, or maybe you have a rogue who can like vanish, cheap shot, and then use Stormbolt, and then you just run him through one of the orbs. So like you've got options for how to deal with it, but you have to remove them faster than I think you do sometimes. And I haven't run this place in a while. We've been dodging it for at least a month. I think the last time I ran it was because I needed score for it on my Demon Hunter. Yeah, it's a cool boss design. Like, it's very rare that you actually have use for your crowd control abilities on a boss. Sometimes there are boss fights, right, where you have like, alright, you need to stun these 3 ads that come out, or if you can like knock them around, it makes it easier. But using them on the actual boss is kind of cool.
AOE incoming. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Crowd control. AOE incoming.
Reflect that curse. Heh.
Watch your step. Watch your step.
Alright, now we've got the animals. This is one of those pulls where, like, Vengeance Demon Hunter feels extremely good. Just being able to fully lock down all those silences. It's very satisfying. Definitely not needed, at least at this key level, but... Alright, now we got another challenging boss.
Defensive. Spread.
1G. Oh, this is cursed. I don't know if we have a B-res or not. Looks like we can get the healer up.
Defensive.
Alright, well, we'll see if we can do this.
Laser on you.
Oh, that laser. It says laser on you, and then it's like actually like red on top. On the pipe, it's not as easy. Yeah. I should really just get a weak aura that tracks it, especially since I raid lead. I want to get out of mid here.
Defensive. Spread. Spread. Defensive.
There are so many of these tornadoes coming right toward us right now. This boss is gonna take a few minutes. I guess on the other hand, it's really easy to heal just 3 people on a fight like this, right? Maybe not if it takes so long that, well, I mean, he's at like 90% mana too, so that's not even a concern. Start throwing, tossing some heroic throws at these.
Defensive.
It does give time for our cooldowns to come up before the boss becomes active again, so that's nice.
Spread.
So here's a, when he does the frontal slam that applies a dot, you can reflect the dot onto him. Feels pretty nice.
Laser on you. Run.
Alright, this one first. Have some banners, 1G. That frog catcher, the season speller frog feels so good. It does. There's so many good uses for it. One of my favorites is the second boss in Nokud. You just step out of melee range to trick him into casting on you and then reflect it. Just do that like every 25 seconds. Feels really, really good. You just gotta be careful that you don't accidentally do it like in between, because then he will hurt you with it.
Defensive.
Well, let's not stand right in that fire.
Spread.
Missed that one because I was trying to get my CDs rolling. Final boss is great too, Nuku. Yeah.
Spread.
Yeah, there's a lot of bosses that have reflectable things this season. Let's see, we want to go this way, yeah? We'll wait for 1G to get rezzed. We do still have almost 14 minutes on the timer. More than enough time to time this place. See how many times I can say time in this next time sentence.
Crowd control.
Alright, make sure we grab this guy in the corner for count. We got Ravager here. That's not what we want to see.
Interrupt.
I guess you can pull the golem back up there so that people can line of sight the clap. Line of sight the clap. The thunder clap, not the clap. Sorry for the awkward phrasing there. pull these guys to the hallway so that we can line of sight. Storming can be really trolling when you're trying to line of sight stuff too. I'm trying to eat most of them. Just om nom nom. Eat the tornadoes. Let's pull this guy over here too. I guess you can use the pillars in your line of sight, so the doorway is not as important. Go ahead and pull the next back.
Interrupt.
Whee! Finally onto the dragons. I was really scared my Raptor was going to go on the ceiling for a second there. Too much PTSD from doing that with D&D over the years. Make sure I let her debuff fall off. Get the whelplings too while we're at it. AoE taunt. Now in theory we've got a group that can get up on the side of the ledge there and do the skip like super easily. 3 leaps and a rescue. And then I get stuck. There we go. Alright. Last boss. Chrono Lord Deus.
Knocking back. Defensive.
Remains a prop belt in, no issue. Not jumping in the secret, which sounds odd, but it works. Interesting. Yeah, I usually make it pretty easy.
Defensive. Knocking back.
Hate this boss. It is not fun. Not my favorite boss.
Defensive. Knocking back.
There's a clip point next to the middle. Oh, interesting. I'll have to see if I can find that after we kill the boss here. Because that would be really useful. You just run across it.
Defensive.
Come on. Come on, Mr. Dargon. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Defensive.
Bosses that are difficult to move around the room. Always annoying.
Defensive. Knocking back. Defensive. Knocking back. Defensive.
Almost dead. Probably died during this rewind time flow. Or right after it. Let's gather our loot first. I got 89 points for that. I don't know if I had any tyrannical score in here on my warrior yet. So there's a clip point, you say. Is it from like the pillar? Or is it from the bench? Press W from directly behind the pillar. Or run up the wall. Oh, look at that. Now jumping right here worked. I mean, heroic leap is easy, right? But not every class can do that. Cool. That is good to know for when I'm playing other classes. I'm usually pretty okay at the like movement timing stuff like that. Sometimes I get hard stuck and like take forever, but running up from directly behind with a jump works 100% of the time for me. Nice. Someone was really urgent to either get in or out of this room. I think I've got another upgrade coming here. Oh. WoW just crashed. Give me a not enough memory error. That feels truly bizarre. Maybe we need to close some Chrome tabs. I have 32 gigs of RAM. That should not be happening. I don't have that many Chrome tabs open. Well, maybe I do. I'll just close a dozen or so. Yeah, we can for sure get Waz in here for the next one. Alright, let's upgrade our trinket one more time here. This will be maxed out after the next run. Let's see, I have Nokud now. Do I have embellishments yet? I did. I have not crafted any embellished items for this season yet. I don't think. No, I have the most important one. I have the flavor pocket on my necklace. But I do not, because I had the allied wrist guards at 46, and then I had, I think, just a shadow flame patch on cloak. Wrist boots with shadow flame. I mean, that'll be like what I do eventually. But I'm too impatient to sit on. Oh, that's true. Because just with the base crest there at 502, right? I'm also light on flight stones on this character. Like, it would eat up 500 of my flight stones to do that. Alright, let's do Nokud here. I haven't done that place in a little bit. At least this week I haven't. Last week, like, all of my characters had Neltherus. I think, like, I did keys on all of my tanks. On 5 of my tanks. I think I didn't do a Demon Hunter key. And I had 4 Neltherus keys from my vault out of those 5 characters. Kind of random. Would help the rings proc more. That's true. Oh, I lost all my details data. Oh well. I mean, they do, like, having the Farak trinket procs them pretty often, right? Because it's just constantly pulsing Shadow Flame damage every 3 seconds. Oh darn, no details from that last dungeon. Yeah, shoot, what heartbreak, right? I'll see what we got in queue here. I think this is the last one my warrior needs for vault. Should we're on the Farak trinket too. Single-minded fury is not it. Unfortunately, it's really not. Okay, do we get the spy 29 DK? We get the DK, but the monk name, Big Brew Woo Woo, made me chuckle a good bit there. This will be the last warrior key that we need for vault this week. Hope they adjust that for War Within. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where it lands. I know in Season 3 on my warrior, before I had the legendary, Single-Minded Fury was simming within like 5% maybe of Titan's Grip. And then for a while, like, using Vakash in my offhand with a 2-hander in my main hand, as cursed as that was the highest simming build. Led to some funny screenshots, if you remember. Let's see. I should probably refile. And I will need to slap another rune on my weapon. I guess it's not Vakash, it's Golak. I get those weapons confused. Where is, there it is. Alright, I think we'll probably do a DK key after this one. Probably because details all save a cache. That's a fair point. Here we go. Alright, ain't no way that I want to do... Oh, we're doing it anyway. Okay, we're doing it. I was gonna say I do not want to do this pull on a not Vengeance Minor, but we're going for it, baby. Sorry, was.
Watch your step.
For a week, what's the worst thing go wrong? No, it's Tyran week though.
Watch your step. Interrupt.
What can go wrong is 1G getting smoked by an unholy DK. It worked once, why not try it again? Was most assuredly bored when you don't do pull. Well, that's true. Especially when I'm playing Warrior, right? Just like think about casting a heal every now and then. Okay, we let the shout go off, so that'll keep everyone on their toes. Either all the way alive or dead. That's how it feels sometimes. It's like you take no damage unless you're getting one shot by some big spell.
Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Interrupt. Watch your step.
All right, easy boss time.
Run.
Lanced.
Run.
Now this dungeon too has really grown on me over the course of the expansion. I didn't like how hard the healer check was in season 1.
Run.
It felt like unfair at some points. But I kind of like this place a lot now. Getting to Dragon Ride inside the dungeon is pretty cool. Ultimate F tier, yeah, absolutely. Halls of Infusion C tier. Rest is ARS. I think I agree with that. I will say Halls gets a little bit of a bump now that the last boss is like actually possible. I mean, it wasn't impossible before, but those like time-based intermissions on bosses where you can't damage the boss for a long time, those just feel bad. Obviously, that problem is exasperated at like really, really high key levels, but even in the levels we do, it can just be annoying when you have like 2 or 3 intermissions. And if you have someone die and you have to like limp along the rest of the fight. So having that intermission be locked in it helps the dungeon. I don't think I'd move it above C tier if we're making a tier list, but Alclair Academy is probably the only S in my opinion. That's something I actively look forward to. That might be the best one, honestly. I know I spoke highly of losing my train of thought here. Alclair is really good. Oh, let's not stand in that. You guys got me distracted. I'll take the blame on that. Nelthurus is fun. I really like Nelthurus with the current implementation of the chains. Tree boss, trash pull is the best pull in the game. Yeah, for sure. There's not much better in dungeons there's not much that feels better in dungeons than when you do a crazy big AoE pull and just see everything die before anyone in the party does. Yeah, I know. I was speaking highly of Brackenhide earlier, and I stand by that. I think that might have become my favorite. Algathar is so good, though. I mean, those are the 2 that have the most, like, possibilities of how you approach the dungeon, what mobs you pull, which way you go. Oh, that was a dangerous storming. And I gotta fix. No, where did my? Oh, why did my Wigor go away? Oh, that's annoying. Where's my rune? It's on. Oh, it's still on cooldown. That's why. Let's do these guys real quick. I prefer combat dungeons, so like Algathar, Ruby Life pools. Ruby Life pools. I have such mixed feelings about. I had so many bad experiences in pugs in that dungeon that it's hard for me to say it's one of my favorites. I do like how fast it is. I like that you can do some pretty big pulls. Some of those bosses are just toxic, though. trash his heart with that Avenger Prop Paladin. Boulder Boss sucks. Yeah. Agree on both of those. Alright, let's
Incoming.
I just yoinked that DK's orb. Oops.
Spread.
Alright, here we're gonna move out. Cast. There we go. It's like the third time I tried to get him to cast Wind Surge. Could not get it to happen.
Spread.
You can do it again here. Did I mistime that? Why didn't that get reflected?
Spread. AOE incoming.
Oh, he's gonna do Electric Storm. I'll share this AMZ. I got it for X though. I'll step out with that. See if we can get him to kill himself.
Spread.
Nope. I did not get very many spell reflex on that fight. I think just one.
Interrupt.
What should I say my kick for that? Whole group got death bolted.
Interrupt.
A Ravager for this pack.
Interrupt. Interrupt.
Let's see, hold on. We need the pat over here. We'll just pull them up. You know what? We'll just let's pull these guys up. Why not? Oh, I had the wrong thing targeted. Oops. We're gonna go into last stand now. Living on the edge here. Spell reflect something. Maybe.
Interrupt.
Just spamming Norpain. Easy, we're chilling. Never didn't have it.
Interrupt. Interrupt.
Okay. We need some more trash here. Not that pack. Wait. Yeah, this pack. Get the pat here too, which is kind of risky having them all at the same time. We got this though. We got it handled. Okay, we want this pat. I'll go ahead and ping it. This pat with these two corruptors should get us to the percentage we need. Routing the trash in the section is so annoying. Yeah, I mean, I've done this enough times that like I know what I need to pull, but sometimes the patrols are just like at the opposite end of where you want them to be. Now we just need to do the 2 mini bosses after or before Bellic Archon, and we'll be done with trash.
Run.
Yeah, I've got my route down pretty well in this place.
Defensive. Defensive. Watch your step.
Weren't quite stacked up tight enough, I guess.
Defensive.
We should have a B-res for was.
Run. Fear incoming. Knocking back. Watch your step.
Let's make sure we don't stand in any of that. High potential for storming trolling here.
Fear incoming.
That was really poor timing on dropping Ravager there. We'll see kind of limp its way over.
Defensive.
Almost made it. At least it tries now. At least it tries to move. For the longest time it was like you dropped it and that was where it was. Yeah, I wasn't trying to find it. Oh yeah, I didn't take it that way. But I definitely don't have the trash router well.
Defensive.
Ravager tracking speed buff win.
Run. Fear incoming.
What they should do is they should make speed on your gear also apply to Ravager's movement speed. I don't know if they should actually do that or not, but it'd be kind of funny.
Run. Fear incoming.
What would be really funny if that worked, drop Ravager in Mop Remix. Or haste attack speed. Weapon speed maybe. Or just don't be like me and place it where you actually want it to go. Use a dagger. Just moves like 4 times as fast as a two-hander. Make it like Bone Storm, it's just around the warrior. That would be kind of cool. But then, like, I don't know, I feel like if it does that, it's too similar to Blade Storm.
Shockwave.
It would open it up to some fun, like,
Interrupt.
issues if it moved really fast. Like on this pull, if it chased the guy who charged away and was just like between the mobs the whole time.
Charging.
Like, hey, wait, no, come back.
Shockwave.
Wee. I want to make a week where they just like says wee anytime you get hit by a storming. It'd be kind of funny. Alright, we got a DK, so intermission should be chill. And we've got
Defensive.
we've got 6 minutes almost, so we're not gonna lose during this fight then. It should be fine. It's only a +8. Grips OP, absolutely. Yeah, this is one fight where like I would much rather be playing a Blood DK for control than Vengeance.
Defensive.
Like I know you can get everything grouped up as Vengeance, but it's so annoying having to place like 4 sigils to actually
Your step.
get everything where you want it. If you miss time 1, it's just like GG's. Oh, okay, we're
Interrupt.
not gonna get them all gripped in then. Okay. That one's just out there casting on its own. That's not good. All commanding shout. Which didn't hit Waz because he was too far away. Okay, we still handled it. Yeah, the fear there was
Defensive.
kind of rough. I should have reflected that. One G, don't die.
Defensive.
That reflected that one.
Run out.
Not have reflect for this one, unless. Oh, no, we're not. It's got to eat it. At least reflect every other one.
Defensive.
You see the boss's health just chunk down after you reflect that? Feels so good. Ooh. That would have been a lot more exciting earlier in the season. Alright, that is a full vault for the warrior. Very nice, +3. Yeah, that was like, that was a great key. Oh, when did you beat the DK? Yeah, when you have 2 people pushing 400k DPS in a dungeon, it's gonna be a good time. Yeah, I'm gonna get 1 key in on my DK, I think. Just go crash over here. I think okay, cool. I can do 1 more upgrade. And then we'll need 2 dungeons before I can do the next one, but that'll be the last warrior run for the night. Yeah, warrior's looking pretty good now. Still want to see if I can get to like 528 or 529 before for the War Within. Alright. Time to do our blood decay thing. My Death Knight is very, very far behind where my warrior is now. Still do 8s. Still do 8s pretty easily. We're at 494 now. I do have a Rage Heart and a Augury, but these are Season 3 Rage Heart and Augury. And I think I'm still... yeah, I'm still blocked by Worm's Crest on upgrading my axe. So that's unfortunate. Alright, what keys do we have? Go do Nelthorus. So I do not want to do another Old Man. But so many DKs never die. You can do any key you want. Well, they do die. At least temporarily. Not Ruby Life Pools, Nelthorus. And I do actually have that portal on this guy. I have the Season 2 and 3 portals on this character, so I have for the Dragonfly ones. Blood DKs don't die, they just go to Purgatory. Hey. That's for sure true. How's it going, Duncan? Thanks for the follow earlier, by the way. I never know exactly where the threshold to enter this place is. Also, it was pointed out to me at one point. It was pointed out to me one time that the loading screen for Nelthorus looks like the dragon is slurping noodles, and I cannot unsee that. So you guys will have to observe that with me when we actually go back in there. I am rocking the double 2 set now, or I can. I feel like I probably should. Let's do it. Things are going good. Leveling your second evoker. Nice. What's your preferred spec on evoker? Have one remix. In fact, I can't make another one in the same realm without deleting the remix one. That's unfortunate. Yeah, they still have the one evoker per server rule. Hypnotoad. We have to invite the Hypnotoad. Right? That's just like mandatory. All hail the Hypnotoad. Play Devastation, Present Remix, leveling Og now. Nice. Are you mostly leveling in dungeons, or are you like finding Og good for questing too? Want to see what's my new raid spec? Cool. Og is it's a very unique playstyle. I enjoy it definitely, but I'm also tanking almost all the time. Baktash carrying through dungeons, nice. Tickle Fists. We've got a Hypnotoad and we've got a Tickle Fist. Well, he queued up his DPS, so hopefully he can DPS. Dragon slurping noodles. There it is, folks. I should do a low dungeon on my DK at some point, because I think after 515 you can upgrade using Aspect Crest, right? So then I'll be able to get my Fearlath caught up a little bit. The range thing is weird, but Og just got a range extension talent in the War Within. Yeah, I wish they would just do away with the 25-yard range thing. Like, Pug Heroic Raid. I could. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow night. Definitely not doing that right now. Maybe we'll do that on stream tomorrow night. See if people want to do a quick Heroic Avarice. I pugged it on, I think, Wednesday on my Warrior. I don't know, I pugged it earlier this week on my Warrior, and it was like super fast. It was like an hour and 10 minutes or something like that. No wipes. No, we had one we had one wipe on Sark because the Dispel got triggered a little early and like 15 people got knocked off. Should at least try to get some gear on my eye level tanks. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm going for. Oh, this is Wazki. Yeah, my Druid definitely needs some love before the expansion. I think my Druid is still like 474 or something like that. I think anything over 500 is going to be super chill for leveling. But I don't know, I can't help but min-max. Also, just gotta pull like a maniac here. Alright, come on guys. Get over here. Come together. Oh boy. Sometimes I feel like I'm cheating when I'm playing DK, man. I feel like I should not have survived that pull.
Interrupt. Watch your step.
Alright, so I'm gonna get the chains, because I cannot. Someone chain, please. Okay. Guess we're just not gonna chain that one.
Watch your step. Shockwave. Watch your step.
Oh. Was it the other chain?
Watch your step.
It's my bad. I usually pull everything over to that chain, including the stuff in the boss room. But I want to be a little bit more careful on my DK than I would be on my warrior or demon hunter. Do you have grabby hands I can use over here? Alright, come on, somebody hit this. Please. There we go. There we go. Look at that. We got our first 2 uses of Fearleth on stuff that was chained. Feels real good. DK's the only thing I'll tell people if I die literally anytime, it's probably my fault. Assuming normal comes, of course. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you were just like... You are given the full keys to your own survival as a DK. And if you manage your runic power well, you can do amazing things. The main thing that would kill me here is if I'm like over aggressive after playing on my warrior, right? Because my warrior has almost, or maybe exactly 20 item levels on my DK. So like I can just live much bigger pulls without much effort. And if you're not mindful of that, then like DK can certainly go splat if you're trying to do too much.
Watch where.
For sure, yeah. Let's get that 3rd chain through.
Interrupt. Shockwave. Interrupt.
It's our first 3 uses of the axe on the chains. Love that AoE heal graphic. Priest has some pretty cool spell graphics for sure. Okay, I got this one. Or did it? Oh, it already got pulled. Okay.
Watch your step.
We're gonna pull this guy into the birds. Those little dwarf legs running as fast as they can. Oh, bone shield fell off. Oh well. Just open up with dancing rune weapon on this pack.
Shockwave. Watch your step. Charging. Move. Shockwave. Interrupt. Shockwave.
Alright, it is a tyrannical week, so we're doing the mini boss here. Don't go through him yet, guys.
Watch your step.
Got a big boy coming in on the backside here.
Spread. Watch your step. Watch your step. Watch your step. Spread.
This guy just gives so much count doing him on tyrannical weeks. Because you have to pull the other two, and you usually just pull them on their own. Or like including him and making it a pretty efficient trash pull.
Shockwave. Shockwave. Watch your step. Charging. Move. Watch your step. Charging. Move.
Round these guys up. Let's blast them down.
AOE incoming. Special coming.
I'll get you up, 1G. Just need to wait till I was in the safe spot.
AOE incoming.
Oh, that was a very dangerous legendary use. Let's make sure we're lining up properly here. Oh, okay.
Special coming. Watch your step. AOE incoming. Special coming. Watch your step. AOE incoming. Special coming.
Alright, easy boss. mug has run out of water. I do have my water bottle next to me here too, so I'll take a swig from that while we're auto running. Thanks again everyone who's hanging out and chatting tonight. Thank you for all the follows and subs on Twitch. Really, really appreciate all the love. Streams are a good time, chill but informative. Well, thank you. That's exactly the vibe I'm going for, so I'm glad that's how it's coming across. This might get a little cursed here.
Watch your step.
Yeah, I definitely don't have all the answers for all the tanks, but I try to keep my information up to date. Happy to share what I learn. And I try to be pretty relaxed in life in general. Try not to stress out too much. Don't always do a good job of that, but at least when I'm gaming I can be pretty chill.
Interrupt. Watch your step.
Alright, we got Magma Tusk, and then we got the last boss. And, of course, all the trash in between.
Shockwave.
Tell my groups all the time that I don't take things too seriously. Well, it's for fun. I wholeheartedly agree with that. I think there can be a balance sometimes, like when people are just not paying attention to things and you're wiping all night, that's not fun. But I try not to get angry about things like that because I know like people make mistakes, people get tired.
Charging. Move.
I don't think getting angry about things that are outside of your control is ever really healthy or helpful.
Shockwave.
I know I have more fun when I'm just relaxed and having a good time
Charging. Move.
playing with my friends, so definitely what I try to pursue.
Shockwave.
We gotta get this guy out of all this lava here. Prog is prog, and people should be there for that reason for sure. With some grace, of course. Yeah, like, I mean, you gotta understand that, like, people will have a bad day. It's when people are, like, messing around or making the same mistake over and over again, that can get a little tiresome. But I also think, like, most people respond better to a calm raid lead in general. And so I try to do that. Like, I know I've had raid leaders in the past who, like, get super angry and yell. Maybe not quite like to the level of the Onyxia meme dude.
Push back in.
But it just like sucks the fun out of the game when people are doing that.
Shockwave.
I don't really need to think about it. Don't worry about that added stress. It can be stressful. Yeah, Amurdrasil was the first like prog, the first time I raid lead prog for my guild. I did raid lead like back in the day, in like Wrath, kind of like Wrath all the way through Mop. For my guild back then,
Shockwave.
but that guild died when Warlords hit. This guild I just kind of stepped into the role because our old raid leader needed to take some time off. I've enjoyed it. I do find like sometimes learning a fight as a tank and also trying to do callouts and raid lead can be pretty challenging. To me, it's a very high cognitive load.
Push back in.
But I think that's something that you just kind of have to practice and get better at over time.
Interrupt.
I think also like having a lot of prep time is probably going to be really helpful for that, because when Amurdrasil is coming out, it came out the week that we were moving. So I did not get a lot of prep time for our first raids and then just kind of felt behind. But I mean, we cleared the raid in like a month, so that felt pretty good. Unheroic, of course.
Shockwave.
Let's make sure we get our gold pile here.
Watch your step.
Oh, this may have been a very troll place to use my slappy hands.
Shockwave.
Make sure I'm very far away from that thing. Let's see, Waz is claiming that one, so we're gonna have to go for a little adventure here.
Watch your step.
Let's slow this thing. It's always really tempting to like run over to the person that thing is fixating and just death grip it. I do have a little bit of a mischievous streak. Giving me new impulsive thoughts is half the fun of muting. This is very true. This is very true. Personally, think a raid lead, Touche. Personally, think a raid lead should be on an easy ranged, easy range DPS with low expectations to do damage or similar. Everything else just makes it all the harder. I think that's probably the easiest place to do it from. Like, one of the challenges I had on some of the fights in Amurdrasil was like, the tanks are playing a different fight than the rest of the raid. Raid lead should be on an easy DPS. Yeah. I think that does alleviate a lot of the problems. Like, the tanks are playing a different fight than the rest of the raid a lot of the time. Like, think of a fight like Reshok, right? So most of the people are concerned with, like, okay, I have to run out and position the lava spear so that it's not overlapping with the other lavas, and then I have to, like, do these individual soaks. I have to move in for a group soak. And as a tank, for stretches of that fight, all you're thinking is, like, okay, what ability is he using, because I need a taunt swap in, like, a 1 second window here. If he's casting either his earth or fire attack twice in a row, right? So if you're super focused on that while also being responsible for calling other things out, you can get into some trouble there. But at the same time, like, you're also, like, you kind of de facto have a leadership role as the tank. You're responsible for, like, the pull, you're responsible for positioning, and a lot of tank mechanics are, like, kind of naturally have, like, a leadership feel to them. So it's definitely possible. I mean, like, people have done raid leading while being in the race to world first as a tank, right? So, and I'm not anywhere near on those guys' level, but it's certainly possible to do. And I enjoy the role, and, like, we don't have a ton of people who want to be tanks in our guild, so. Blacktosh always raid, you say you always raid lead as tank? Yeah, it's what I did back in the day too, but tanking was a lot easier in, like, Wrath of the Lich King, because it was more, like, your survival was more about, like, how did you gear your character than how you actually played most of the time. There's less to manage this tank. I found once I, like, got into the rhythm of doing the tank mechanics, it got way, way easier. And also, just, like, the other thing was, I didn't have a good UI setup for raid leading at first, so there were some growing pains with that, but I think it's in a better place now. Alright, everybody. That is going to do it for me tonight. I will be back with another stream tomorrow night, and then possibly on Monday as well. I am going to be on vacation for next weekend, so there probably won't be any streams after Sunday or Monday until, like, next Sunday and Monday. I'm going to try to have a couple of videos scheduled to go out during the week, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get as much as I want done on that front. So if I don't catch you tomorrow, then hope you guys have a good week, and I'll catch you next time. Thanks everyone for, again, thank you for all the Twitch subs and follows. Thank you everyone who tuned in on YouTube and chatted. I really appreciate you guys, and I really look forward to hanging out with you guys next time. Bye everybody.